Hello, hello, everybody. It's that time of the week again. We have weekly messages for the 18th to the 24th of June. And let's see, I think I want to start with the monster deck today. I'm just going to lay a few of these out. And hello to everybody who's hopping on. Hello, hello, everybody. All right. So, I'll lay out a few other cards in a moment, but let's go ahead and get started with an oracle card. Think with your heart. So really focusing on what you want this week is going to help you. I would say it's a good time to manifest. Even though we had the new moon last week, I think the environment, the energies are still really supportive of you manifesting what you want and really setting those intentions right now. There's something about the season right now that's great for intention setting. So I'm going to remind you all of that. And an affirmation for this week is magic. I believe in magic. I see evidence of it all the time. And though the tricks can probably be explained away by something sensible and ordinary, I'd rather not ruin the fun. Other people can fill in their days with mere coincidence. I'll fill mine with holy crap, that's unbelievable. This is about perspective. So really focusing on gratitude and how supported you are, even though, yeah, things, you can frame it as coincidental, but if you can find a way to restructure the way you're thinking about things, it's going to make a huge difference this week, and it's going to help you with the manifestation process if you can look at it that way. Now, I'm going to pull a few cards for the week with the Sovereign Oracle deck. And I'm going to remind you that the way this deck works is there's a word that shows up, and then you can either just tune in to what phrase goes along with it that resonates with you. That one wants to come up. Okay. Generative. Create an environment conducive to productivity. Keep going even if you're feeling bored with your creation. Like all masters, you will evolve yourself through the work. So this is not allowing a lack of inspiration to prevent you from being productive. You still want to generate and produce, and even if you're not feeling like it's growing, keep doing it anyway, because the consistency is what has the payoff, and you're going to grow through this as well. And then we also have Epiphany, trust the aha, don't wait for a download, explore curiosities now and the truth will find you, ask your dreams to guide you to the answer. Okay, the thing that I really like about this is the don't wait for a download, don't wait for an epiphany to get started, just get started and the answers will come later. So don't get too wrapped up in waiting for a sign. I have a lot of clients that want signs, and you can ask, but I mean, if one doesn't come, then does that mean you're not going to take action? So you want to put away some of those, oh God, I would call it like that. It's almost like a spiritual hubris, like, no, I have to wait for the universe to send me a billboard with a carved out path for me already. That's not, put that away. That magical idea that's going to happen every time, it's not helping you. You can find this is more important, where you want to make the magic in everyday occurrences rather than getting this huge explosion of insight or signs from the universe. You can find those anywhere, so it doesn't really make a difference in what action you take. Okay. And one more of these. Genius. Acknowledge the kindness of your muses. Create time and space for flow. Release your pressure to perform. It's not all up to you. Okay. So that should give you some sense of relief that you don't have to try so hard. You can take a step back. Okay. I'm going to pull the rest of the spread. And hello to everybody who's hopping on. Alrighty. I haven't used these decks in a while, so I thought they needed a little love today. All right, the central energy for the week. Knight of Swords, taking action regardless. I can't emphasize the generative card enough for this week. The Knight of Swords has the ideas, has the inspiration, has all of that information at their disposal, and takes action accordingly. So don't forget that. Your ideas are warranted. You can trust the aha, as was stated here. And the crossing energy is the Four of Swords. It might be more of a restful week, but you can balance that with the action that you're taking. So it's not all or nothing. It's about, if you're working really hard, then make room for rest. If you're resting a whole bunch, then see where you can fit in getting a little bit of work done, or maybe tackling one to-do item a day. Something like that, where you can do both, where you can incorporate the consistency and the rest. What's shifting out for you this week is strength. So this is your need to stay strong and do everything yourself and be ultra independent. You're actually moving away from that and allowing yourself to rely on the supports that you've cultivated before now. So this looks really solid right here. It's just about using your resources rather than relying on your own ability to get things done. Just because you can work hard doesn't mean you have to all the time. Okay, and then the oncoming energy, we have the Eight of Cups, a change in perspective. I'm going to clarify this one. Let's see what that is exactly. I want a little bit more context on what about your perspective is changing. That's what I'm wondering. Six of Swords, or Six of Flamingos in this deck. So it's about how you're moving forward is going to be changing. Oh, it's funny. This has been coming up with clients quite a bit lately too. Don't get too rigid in your plans, because they can change, they can shift, and they can actually be better than you thought possible. So if you're too locked into the way that things need to be or how things need to happen, it can actually block a lot of positive experiences that you have the potential to have. So make sure that you're staying open-minded as much as you can this week. And then we also have the Tower. Yeah, so the old way of thinking is being purged, like especially around your desires. I would say that this week is going to be a really awesome time to go back to the drawing board, figure out what it is that you want and what has changed. Something has changed. This is not stagnant. This isn't something that's staying complacent for you. And it's okay if something that you wanted a year ago is not something that you want moving forward. It can evolve and it can change. So allow yourself to sit with that and explore that. Now, this is what you can focus on this week. We have the Three of Cups. Visit with friends. If there's somebody that you want to connect with, make sure you're reaching out to them this week. It looks like it's a good time to play and have fun and reach out to people that you really connect with this week. And then we also have the Queen of Swords. So again, looking at independence through a new lens is going to help you grow. I'm going to say it one more time. Just because you can do all the things doesn't mean you should. Just because you can work hard doesn't mean you have to all the time, every second of every day. You can take breaks. You can allow yourself to have fun. And recreation and leisure is not a waste. And the clarifier for these... Ace of Cups. All right, so lots of love, lots of pleasure and enjoyment. If you take a step back from all of the hustling and all of the work and the to-do list, if you take a brief step away from that, or even just from isolating, if you found yourself isolating a lot, that can also be a symptom, I like to call it, of the Queen of Swords. So, you're going to feel, there's something about getting energy back with the Ace of Cups, because what comes up is filling your own cup through these activities, through socializing, through understanding that you don't have to be independent all the time, every second of every day. That is going to help you immensely this week. And this is what's sitting in the subconscious. We have the Queen of Wands. I think you want to get things done. I think you want some energy back. And then we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, watch yourself with burnout. That's why you want to balance it with a little bit of rest, a little bit of leisure, more of that, because it's kind of like the energy of all systems go. But there are two things can happen when you get into this mode. It's either going to make everything appear to be more exhausting than it actually is, and you might get paralyzed by that. And the other thing that could happen is you just exhaust yourself and your productivity actually goes down. So watch yourself with this. You don't have to burn the candle at both ends this week. You can find a balance. You can strike that this week if you allow it. Even if something crazy is going on this week, or you're moving, or there's a lot of hustle and bustle, you can still find a way to either recruit help so that you don't have to do everything on your own, or just take a breather from time to time. I'm going to do a few 3-card picks. Okay, and you guys know how this works. You are welcome to pick a card before or after I flip them over. You can ask a question. I'll do a few of these. All right, card number 1. Queen of Wands. Again, this is also pointing to it being an extra fiery week. I would also encourage you to get outside, get some movement in wherever you can. That's going to help you burn off some of that excess energy, and it's going to help you feel more energized without burning yourself out. So this is going to be a productive week for you. Card number 2, we have Two of Cups, connection. Creativity is coming up for this one as well. So the collaboration aspect of the Two of Cups. This is a great thing to see if you're dating somebody or you're interested in more of the romantic side of things. But this is also good for business ventures, things like that, where you have to work with somebody else or you have some type of partnership arrangement in another capacity. This is also showing that there's going to be more conversation, more connection around that. And card number 3, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is coming up as kind of a catch-all. The Ace of Pentacles is, oh gosh, the word success is coming up. So you getting what you want. I would look for windfalls this week. Where does something go right for you? This is a really nice thing to see for money, for relationships. It's the appearance of what you're needing at this time. Because, you know, the reference to this is like something appearing out of thin air. It's coming out of the cloud. It's just making an appearance. And so that looks really exciting for you this week. Let's do another one, and then I'll use one more deck and wrap up. Okay, card number 1, the Fool. What are you starting this week? What are you initiating? How are you going to do something differently this week? That's the question that you want to ask yourself if you pulled this card, because the Fool is all about doing things differently, innovating, and just setting off on a new journey, on a new path for yourself. So how are you going to do that? Either macro or micro. You don't have to shake up your entire world, but it might just be one thing that you attempt differently this week. Okay, card number 2, we have the Six of Vials. This is coming up as like maybe you hear from somebody that you haven't heard from in a while. Soulmate connections. Remember that doesn't exclusively mean romantic soulmates. You guys know that I don't like looking at this that rigidly. But this is definitely about connections of the past making a reappearance. And I also want to mention that it may not be outright communication, but just memories. Memories coming up really big this week because there's more information that wants to make its way to the surface for you. Otherwise, this could actually be connections that you've had actually making a reappearance and having some type of significance this week. Card number 3, we have the Magician. Again, that aspect of manifestation is going to be really important. Go back to the drawing board, get your vision board out, do things like that this week because intention is going to make a big difference. All right. And I have empowering questions, so go ahead and pick a question. This is going to be more advice-based because they are just empowering questions that you can hold on this week and ask yourself. Okay, card number 1. How do I show love to myself and to others? Focusing on that expression and what are you doing for yourself this week? Card number 2, what if everything is all right? How does that feel? This is an important one because you might find that you're actually uncomfortable if everything is okay. It might induce anxiety where you start to feel like, oh no, when is this going to fall apart? That's something worth exploring this week because that's not helping you. That's actually a mindset thing. That takes some work to sift through. Card number 3, what is my mission in life? What are you after? What do you want to cultivate? What do you want to make happen? Again, this is another one that is pushing you to focus on the macro, the end game. What is the result that you want? Where do you want to be in 5-10 years? Okay, so that also, I'm guessing, has shifted in one way or another. So take advantage of taking a peek at that again. All right, everyone, I hope you have a beautiful week. And until next time, happy manifesting, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.